My God, this show sucks. I actually had a moment of enlightenment during this show. And I say enlightenment, I've been thinking these things for a long time. But there was a moment in this show when I just went, oh my God, nothing makes sense. They're treating us like we're bots. A lot of the fans are bots, but they're treating us like we're stupid, like we have short term memory. And I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. This show sucks. Let's get into it. There's so much wrong with Monday Night Raw and the roster and the storylines and the continuity. There's so many problems. And this show just highlighted, I can't do this, man. I don't want to do this. Right. We're starting off on a positive note, but although there's a negative to it. So CM Punk comes out. And let me tell you why they opened the show with CM Punk today. Because you're not slick, Triple H. WWE TKO, you're not slick. The reason CM Punk opened the show today is because he is the most over guy on the roster. And the reason the most over guy on the roster opened the show today is because of the R-Truth news. Because they knew that the show, there was a threat that the show was going to get hijacked. The crowds are going to chant, "We want truth, we want truth, we want our truth." It did happen later, but it didn't happen now. And that's why they took out CM Punk, because the most over guy on the roster, everyone's going to sing his song, everyone's going to chant CM Punk. We chanted his name for 10 years when he was away until he came back. They knew. And that's why CM Punk opened the show. But anyway, we'll put that aside. I've spoken about that. Thank you for all the comments you guys made. CM Punk opens the show, and isn't it great when you give someone who can cut promos a microphone? Because CM Punk cut a promo, he's got a Money in the Bank qualifying match tonight. He said if he may have to cash in on his friend Jey Uso, he may have to cash in on CM Punk. I think he called him the B word at one point. He called out a bold fraud, The Rock, and it was great. And then Sami Zayn comes out. CM Punk even sang a song a little bit on the mic. And I think we've heard this before. I'm sure this was a little bit of like this gave me the same as what Seth Rollins was telling Cody Rhodes about Roman Reigns heading into WrestleMania 40. The industry is at stake. The industry's in trouble. I'm here to save the wrestling industry. And I'm gonna get to why Seth Rollins' character doesn't make sense. I might even have to make a whole video on it because every time I see him, it's getting on my nerves. Sami Zayn came and told CM Punk that he has to win Money in the Bank, because if Seth wins Money in the Bank, he has to win his qualifying match to get to Money in the Bank and then win Money in the Bank. Because if Seth wins Money in the Bank, it's going to be dark days for the WWE. We're already in the dark days. It can't get any worse from here. It can't get any worse. Just give it to Seth. We know you're going to give it to him eventually. Just get it over with. Also, I'm going to get to it later, but also this storyline doesn't make sense. Why have we told the audience? They're literally, I know Triple H is saying WWE's unreal, and like he said it's not real, and he wants, he's breaking kayfabe and stuff. Paul Heyman comes out every week and he tells us that the long-term plan is Seth Rollins to become World Heavyweight Champion. I know it's a storyline, and I know it's meant to be a storyline, but when you're being that transparent, and when you're saying it like that, you're telling your audience that the long-term plan is Seth Rollins. You may as well just give us the script in our hand. Because how am I supposed to have any excitement in Jey Uso's title reign and think, any of his matches until then matters? Because I know Seth's going to win it off him. They're telling us Seth's going to win it off him. They've told us multiple times. It's just so stupid. You did this with The Rock when Cody won his title, and they basically killed any hype or jeopardy Cody had with his title reign, because the night after Mania, Rock said, I'm going to want that title. So every match Cody had, until it was against The Rock, we thought, oh, he's just not going to win. He's not going to lose it, is he? He's got to face The Rock at some point. And then The Rock doesn't show up. But anyway, we're going off topic. We go backstage. Liv Morgan runs into Roxanne and says, don't help me. Because Roxanne's trying to sneak away into the Judgment Day. Pretty sure we've seen this before when Liv was trying to sneak into the Judgment Day. We're just recycling. Becky used the word recycling to insult Lyra Valkyria a few weeks ago. And the WWE is here recycling. This is a really horrible insult, apparently, in the world of Triple H's WWE. So, yes, you're recycling storylines. I'm bored. I'm bored of the Judgment Day. We get into the Money in the Bank qualifier. Liv versus Stephanie versus Ivy Nile. And one thing I want to say about this, Stephanie's presentation. And I'm not just talking about what I see. I am, but not that. I'm talking about the entrance music. I'm talking about the smoke. I'm talking about the pyro. I'm talking even the Titantron. I know the Titantron suck these days, but even hers look good. La Primera is a great name. She came out. She looked like a star. It was great. She won. It was a short match. They kind of just got straight to the point. She won. I think that's the right choice. Should she win it so soon? I feel like she could. I feel like she could. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. She's got that. She's got that aura about her, and what she can't do on the mic yet, she makes up for in the ring. She makes up for in the aura. She makes up for it in the presentation. So I wouldn't be mad at that if she won. So yeah, Stephanie got the win. We're happy about that. We then go backstage. Paul Heyman talks to AJ Styles, and we get the same thing again. Don't get involved in the Money in the Bank match. Stay away because that's for Seth Rollins. And AJ just basically tells him to go away. And this is where it starts going downhill. Raw sucks. We get Finn and JD versus the War Raiders for the 700th time on Monday Night Raw. Now, this match was a nothing match. The tag division is dead. Roxanne distracts the ref. Finn wins. That's going to be a running theme in this show. There's a bit of Roxanne and Judgment Day recurring in this episode. Why is the Judgment Day still together? If you want to make these two a tag team, when they had a tag team title run, by the way, they had it for like 3 to 6 months. Didn't defend it once. Did nothing for the titles. That's when the division started dying. Why is the Judgment Day still together? The Judgment Day started WrestleMania 38. We just passed WrestleMania 41. The Judgment Day died not long after Priest and Rhea left. Rhea moved on. It died a little. Yeah, it basically died after. It basically died after that. I think the Liv Morgan saga was entertaining, but that was more because of Liv Morgan, not because of Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day. It was more because of Liv Morgan, Liv Morgan and Dom. Just break it up. You got rid of Carlito as well now. This has been going on for far too long. We get the same segment every week of them backstage playing PlayStation in the clubhouse. Someone shows up. Someone wants a match with them. Someone threatens them. Roxanne wants to join the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan wants to join the Judgment Day. Dominic is doing nothing with the Intercontinental title. We could have given him a story. We could have developed him since winning a title. He is now less over after winning the title than he was before he had it. Make this make sense. Just break him off and give people storylines. There's no character... there's a bit of character development for Finn. Maybe for Liv. But that's it. Dom is meant to be the guy that's like the breakout star out of this group. And now he's falling into the background. This is so it doesn't make sense. We get the same promos every week. And nothing progresses. Nothing progresses. Dom is just sitting in the back with a title playing PlayStation every week. Come on, man. Come on. This is so lazy. And yes, you had nothing to do. You needed a toilet break match. You put Finn and JD versus the War Raiders together again. Roxanne comes and tries to distract someone to help the Judgment Day again. Liv Morgan, that's the exact same way she got into the Judgment Day. Remember that last year? She was helping Dom in her matches. She was helping Finn and JD in their tag matches, probably against the War Raiders. And then eventually she got them to like her and they let her in. This is the exact same thing. Who is this helping? And then the worst bit is the fact that they're trying to recruit Roxanne. That tells me they're not going to break up the Judgment Day. They're just going to at some point probably kick out Liv, maybe even Dom, and then they're going to continue it. Also, the music they came out to was atrocious. Finn and JD came out, it's all about the pain. And I'm not even talking like a Mark Henry type thing. It was bad. It was bad. We fell off, man. The Judgment Day used to come out to purple and black and gothic entry, and our other side is such a good song. On the other side, bro, banger, aura. And we had double tag team champs, Priest and Finn. We had the bandanas. We had the all black. We had the Dom with the North American title and Mami with the world title. Come on, man. That shit was cold. That was cold. And look at us now. Look at them now. This has been going on for far too long. Just move on. How long has Finn been annoyed at these guys for? He's been annoyed at these guys since Damien left. That was in SummerSlam last year. Oh my gosh, 10 months. Let's be honest. Triple H ain't a long-term booker. During the Bloodline, during WrestleMania 40, sure. But since then, it's not long-term booking. He just doesn't know what to do. He's not creative enough to make new storylines or to reshuffle things. He's recycling things and dragging them out because he doesn't know what else to do. He has no clue. So yeah, let's not credit him with long-term booking. He just doesn't know what to do. That's why he's just longing it all out. It's all filler. Said it all. I've said it a million times before, man. Filler, filler, filler. There's another 3 more times. Then next we get Lyra and Becky have a promo. You know, it's a mid-card title feud, but it's okay because you know what? Lyra is impressing me every week. Her promo skill, and this is exactly what a feud like this is supposed to do. Credit to Becky Lynch as well, because when you feud your mid-card title, you've brought in a massive star to elevate the title and elevate the title, the whole person holding the title. Lyra looks like she's improving every week. Whether that's because she's been working with Becky, whether that's because of like her own thing, whether it's both, she's improving on the mic every week. She said she's angry now. She said that's what's changed. The crowd were doing what chants in 2025 for some reason and trying to ruin it. Can we stop that, please? That's embarrassing now. That's absolute embarrassing. I don't think we got any "We Want Truth" chants at this point, but we got what chants 2025. Yeah, you're not a smart crowd. It's not fun. It's boring. It doesn't come across well. It ruins what the wrestlers are trying to the stories they're trying to tell. If you want the product to get better, if you want the characters to get better, stop watting them in the middle of their promos. Becky said she's annoyed. Becky doesn't like her. They have a little brawl. And yeah, that's that. But at least Lyra's improving. I like this. Yes. Becky's doing her thing, elevating talent. Lyra's doing her thing, elevating herself. Fair enough, man. I'll give it that. Not everything's going to be a main event feud, you know what I mean? So we'll give that credit where it's due. We'll see how long this drags out for. Maybe Triple H will do this for like 24 months. Next, they showed some NBA highlights. Now, this is one of the things I want to talk about. This is Triple H and TKO being a beg. I've called these guys begs before. And you know why they're doing it. Karrion Kross said it. Viral moments, they are begs. Listen, your viewership's going down. You're not mainstream. This ain't the Attitude Era. You're not getting 10 million viewers a week. So what? You think that showing something that is mainstream, like NBA, like Logan Paul, like Speed, like all these guys, although the Speed ones are entertaining and Logan Paul is a decent heel, but you're showing NBA highlights is a complete new low. That's not even WWE related. You're being a beg. It's not hard to work out. You are showing these highlights to look like you're in with the kids, to look like you're in with the mainstream, to look like, you know about NBA, so NBA fans can come look at WWE being like, oh look, they're showing NBA, like what's going on here? Come on, man. Come on, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. You're literally on your knees begging for fans of the NBA to try and look cool. Come on, man. Just make the product better. Just do some storylines. These guys will do everything but make the product better. You man want to make ads all over the ring. You man want to put ads in the main event entrances of WrestleMania. You want to put ads for 2 out of 3 hours of Saturday night's main event. You want to put Prime bottles everywhere. You want to have Slim Jims everywhere. You want to show NBA highlights. You want to get NBA players doing interviews during Raw. But the one thing you won't do is make the product better. Here's an idea. If you want more people to watch your show, why don't you make the show good? You've told us it's not real. You've told us kayfabe's dead. So why don't you just make it real? Don't tell the fans to F off. We will critique it. We critique movies. We critique TV shows all the time. You told us it's not a legitimate sport. You are saying it and releasing Netflix documentaries. So we will critique it. Just make it better. Now that you've told us, this isn't the same as, let's say, your football team or NBA team is playing bad. You can like be upset about it, but at the end of the day, that's not scripted. They're playing bad. They're playing bad. Like, you can fix it, but that's a long term. You got to get new players. You got to train these new players. You got to coach these new players. You got to employ tactics. You guys are writing a show. You told us this. If you watch, okay, better example: UFC, MMA. If the fight is dead, the fight is dead. Like, it's a legitimate. Like, I don't like using legitimate and not using it for wrestling, but you know what I mean. It's not predetermined. If you don't like the fight, it's a boring fight. That's it. It wasn't predetermined. Like, there's no control over that. You have full control over this. Just make the product better. Come on, man. You've literally got. You've taken a picture of it and posted it for the Unreal trailer. You've got a room full of writers. What are they doing in there? They playing WWE 2K as well? Come on, man. I have to start asking these questions. What are they doing? They're not writing. They're using the same storylines from 2 years ago. So what have they been doing in that time? Nothing. And this bit is the bit where I got that enlightenment I was talking about. And this might take up a section of the video. Next we have Sami and Jey Uso in a tag team match versus Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. So Sami and Jey make their entrance together. So Sami walks down the ramp with Jey. They yeet. And now Bronson Reed comes out. Bronson Reed comes out for his entrance, and I swear, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I just looked at myself. I looked at the screen and I said, "This doesn't make any sense. This is so stupid." So am I a joke? Do they think I'm stupid? The last time Bronson Reed before he returned and joined Seth Rollins, we'll get to that. He was teaming with Roman Reigns. He was teaming with the Bloodline in War Games. He was fighting Roman Reigns, and he was teaming with the Bloodline. Now let me tell you this: for how long, for how many years has Seth, whether it's Roman, whether it's Bloodline 2.0, for how many 2.0 had Solo, how long has Seth said that he hates the Bloodline, and the Bloodline is the worst thing that's ever happened to this industry, and the Bloodline is the reason the industry is in danger, and the Bloodline is, and he wants to save the industry. He wants to save the industry. He's the gatekeeper of the industry, and Bronson was helping out the Bloodline 2.0, but still the Bloodline. I'm pretty sure when they were trying to recruit Seth, he even said to Solo, like, "I don't like you either." So how does that make sense? Let's go back another few months. Before that, Bronson Reed was tsunamiing Seth about 7 times in a row on Monday Night Raw when he got over like crazy that first time. He tsunamied him over and over and over again, and Seth was written off TV. Seth returned and curb stomped him into a steel steps. Then they had a match at Crown Jewel, and I think Seth won, and then Seth got banged up, and then as Seth was leaving, I remember Bronson Reed stood up with blood coming down his face, and Seth looked at him and he was like, you're not human. So how dare you, with that history, you do not give us an explanation? They didn't give us, they had, I think last week, like, Bronson came out and they just said, "Oh, here's Bronson, he's a new guy." They didn't explain why. You've just buried that under the hatchet? Okay, but why? What's in it for Seth? What's in it for Bronson? Why would they want to do this? What's in it for each of them to be able to put that aside and join forces? Explain it. If they never spoke to each other and they didn't have beef before and you joined up, fine. Maybe I'd prefer an explanation, but I could live with that. This one, you don't think the fans are worth an explanation? This is why no one's watching, because it doesn't make sense. And then straight after that, Braun Breaker comes out. And at this point I started laughing. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. Because now I was thinking, why has Braun Breaker joined this section? Why? He was Intercontinental Champion He beat Sammy in his first year. I'm pretty sure he debuted after WrestleMania 40. In his first year, Money in the Bank, he fought Sammy for the IC title and lost. By SummerSlam, he won it. All on his own. No help whatsoever. All on his own. He was running around the ring, spearing Sheamus, spearing Ludwig Kaiser, spearing Sami Zayn, and it won the IC title on his own. He lost it to Jay, then he won it back from Jay. This one, maybe there's a bit of bloodline involved, but fine. Bloodline's not involved here, so it doesn't matter. He did it on his own. And what happens to everyone who wins the IC title, except, okay, maybe not Sami Zayn, but everyone else? Generally, the point of the IC title is a stepping stone to the world title. So why would he, in a universe where everyone asks for world title matches and gets them, in a universe where you can beat up announcers and get world title matches, in a universe where Paul Heyman can dish out title matches to Sami Zayn, but not to his own faction, in a world where things like this are happening, why wouldn't you go for a world title? Why would you join Seth Rollins, who hasn't won a world title in like a year and a half, and in that period all he's done is like hate on CM Punk? Why? You were doing it on your own. Why have you joined him now? People want to talk about this is the Evolution 2.0. Randy didn't win anything before he joined Evolution. Randy won the IC title after he joined Evolution. Pretty sure Evolution started in January and then Randy won it by December. Batista didn't win anything before Evolution. No one in the Shield won anything before the Shield. So if you're already on the uprise, why would you join this guy? Why would you join? And so you have to start asking these questions. You have to. Now, the wonderful thing about WWE is sometimes things don't make sense, but if you can make a storyline and cut one promo and explain it, boom, the problem's gone. But they haven't bothered to do that. So we have to start asking these questions. They're taking the piss. So yeah, anyway, that was just the enlightenment of how stupid this all is. I can't take Seth seriously. Yeah, so now instead of beating Sami for an IC title, which he did on his own, he's beating up Sami Zayn in a tag match on Seth Rollins' behalf. Like, he's just downgraded himself for some reason. So yeah, they have a tag match. Seth Rollins stomps out Jay, gets DQ'd. Match ends in a DQ. Fantastic. Braun's gonna. This is post-match beatdown. Braun wants Bronson Reed, not Braun Breaker. Team of Bronze. Bronson Reed is trying to jump off the ring to the announce table with a tsunami. As soon as he got up there, I was like, he's not gonna make that. Something's gonna happen because let's be real. Like, come on, man. Like, we're not that dumb. If you put Braun Breaker up there, I might have thought, yeah, this guy can leap. He can leap. He'll make that. But as soon as Bronson got up there, I was like, well, something's obviously going to happen. He can't make that jump. Also, the reason he left was because he hurt himself doing a jump off War Games. So obviously he wasn't going to do that. Punk comes out and hits Braun Breaker with a chair, I think. A bit of a brawl. We've seen these guys brawl loads of times now. Can we get an explanation, or are they just going to beat each other up for 12 months? I think you know the answer. Then we get Judgment Day backstage again with Liv, Finn, and Dom. And basically what it was Liv doesn't trust... She said she doesn't trust someone, basically. She doesn't trust Finn, doesn't trust Roxanne. Finn's being sus. Finn will probably kick Liv and Dom out at some point or go for Dom's IC title. I mean, sure. But Finn gets pinned every week. Or at least maybe he gets a pin in a tag match, but... Does anyone care anymore? This is a dead horse. It's a dead horse. They're doing the same stuff, man. Then we get Raquel Rodriguez versus Kyrie in a nothing match. But why are we having this match? No one cares. No one cares. Again, Raw is 3 hours. You have people on the roster. You could have done better than this. This is lazy. So obviously the crowd felt the same. This is where they finally decide to start chanting, "We want truth, we want truth, we want our truth." So thank you for the crowd for at least doing that at some point during the show. That was nice. Should have done it in the first segment, but I CM Punk, you got played. Like, they had a plan and it worked, so hold that. You lot of idiots. Kyrie won. During the match, Io attacked Liv, and yes, so now throughout the show, Roxanne managed to help Finn win, and Liv didn't manage to help Raquel win. Then we go backstage to Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. And I'll give you one guess what the conversation was. This is all Karrion Kross does. He comes out, he tells people, he's trying to turn people to the dark side. He just tells Sami Zayn, you're not a good guy, you're a bad guy. You're not a good guy, you're a bad guy. You're not a good guy. Oh, did I tell you? You're a bad guy. That's all he does. Every time you see him on screen, that is all he does. He did it with AJ Styles. Now, I remember how this started, yeah? It probably started by fluke, and it happened maybe like a few years ago, where everyone he feuded with happened to turn heel very shortly after. I think that was like, was it Roman Reigns? I think Drew McIntyre was one of them. I'm trying to think around that time, but yeah, it was around that time, and it kind of happened by fluke, I think. And now they're just forcing it. The issue I have with this, it can be an interesting storyline, but once again, they haven't respected us. They haven't given us that 10-second promo, 1-minute promo to explain things. Now tell me this, why would Karrion Kross care so much about turning people heel? What does it do for him? Is it a kink? Like, what does he gain out of it? He comes on Raw for 30 seconds a week, if it's weekly, and that's all he does. What is he gaining from this? Is he going to get a title match out of this? Is he going to make a faction out of this? Is he going to just, what? Does he just get off on it? I don't understand. Why is he doing this? Give us a reason. It doesn't make sense. Again, the theme of this show, it doesn't make sense. And then finally, we get to the main event. We got AJ Styles, El Grande Americano, CM Punk, Money in the Bank qualifier. So we've come full circle now. Where's the Money in the Bank qualifier? Is this the final spot? Might be the final spot. First of all, there was some nice chants here, and the crowd went, he's Chad Gable, and then half the crowd went, no, he's not. I like that. Although I like that chant, I'm tired of El Grande Americano. Can we just do something with Chad Gable? Because this was meant to be a comedy thing for a little bit. He had his WrestleMania match with a luchador. Can we move on? Where's this going? This isn't progressing anymore. So as you could probably guess, because we've seen it 1,000 times before, Chad Gable won with the metal plate headbutt. He headbutted AJ Styles and pinned him 1, 2, 3. I think just before that, not long before that, Chad got hit with El Grande Americano. Chad wasn't in this match. El Grande Americano got hit with a GTS. Punk went for the W. Bronson, Reed, and Braun Breaker pulled him out and started attacking him. It's triple threat. It's no DQ. So, yeah, that was Punk written off the match. And this show ended with a brawl. And can you guess who this brawl consisted of? It consisted of Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins. As if we haven't seen that every night since the night after WrestleMania. I'm tired. If you watched WrestleMania and then you watched this Monday Night Raw, night after WrestleMania and this, you know what? Screw the night after WrestleMania. If you watched WrestleMania and this Monday Night Raw, nothing's changed. Ain't nothing changed. Maybe Money in the Bank will get something significant happen, but this is a joke, man. This is embarrassing. This is Monday Night Raw. None of the champions are going to defend their titles at WrestleMania at Money in the Bank. We're going to lame tag match. We didn't get Cena versus Punk. Punk hasn't touched a world title. He's the most over guy on the roster. He's the only one of the few that can cut amazing promos without fail. Doesn't get a shot at the title. He's fighting meaningless tag matches. He's losing Money in the Bank qualifiers. He's still in some capacity feuding with Seth Rollins. 2 years later, this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. I don't want to hear long-term Booker anymore, man. He's doing it because he's got no idea. He doesn't know what to do. He's not creative. He doesn't know how to shuffle things around. He doesn't know, if he loses these storylines that worked once, he has nothing left. He's finished. It's over. It's done. It is done.